Edition of Arizona Horizon. I'm Ted Simons. Tonight we feature a debate between the candidates running for Southern Arizona's Congressional District 3. Joining me to moderate is Yvonne Winget-Sanchez, political reporter from the Arizona Republic and azcentral.com. You are running against an experienced member of Congress. Why?
I've been watching the incumbent since I was in college, and he's not a good example of a Mexican, he's not a good example of a Mexican-American, and he's not a good example of an American.
That is quite a harsh judgment on his character. What specifically is prompting
Absolutely.
that attack?
This guy has been drunk on the job. There's dozens of people who have seen this and witnessed this. And he talks about going in the right direction. Well, he's completely wrong.
Have you been drunk on the job?
No.
Okay. Moving on.
You confront the economic reality of underfunded schools, poverty, and a no jobs program for people there, and an adequate education and training.
What else could the state do to invest in that district from your vantage point?
I think short-term and long-term is education.
Specifically education funding?
Education funding, dealing with the compensation for teachers, dealing with equity in terms of resources for many schools that need it. And I think investing in our public school system right now could be the biggest contributor to economic growth in the short term and in the long term.
You said that the congressman chased jobs away.
Well, sure.
Give us an example.
You look at what he did when he wanted to boycott the state. He didn't want the national championship to be here. And his attitudes towards business. I'm tired of people demonizing businesses.
Congressman, has the president properly imposed tariffs to protect U.S. jobs and national security?
I think what is occurring, there's a backlash coming from this tariff. The presumption being that the president says, I'm going to do a tariff on steel, aluminum from Canada. I'm going to do a tariff with Mexico. I'm going to do a tariff with Europe and China. And then there's the presumption that this hammer is going to open up those markets for U.S. products. The reality is that there's going to be a reaction to those tariffs.
Look, we're talking about fantasy right here. At this moment, we have a strategy that the president is following, and it very well could work out to the best. So when that action happens, then we can judge it. But at the moment, here is the fear-mongering again.
It's not fear-mongering.
It's fear-mongering. We're all concerned about the
China. You're hearing from.
We're hearing about that. Well, that's part of the deal. That's part of the deal.
What is the deal? I mean, is this a negotiating tactic, you think, by the president?
Well, look, I've mentioned I'm not in favor of a lot of things that he does, but at the same time, well, let's wait and see about how these tariffs work out. It sounds like the Mexico trade
economic.
agreement.
These tariffs are economic Russian roulette.
Mr. Pierson, who are you listening to? Who are you getting advice from very specifically as you're putting your proposals together on this issue?
Well, a lot of my proposals have not been completely formulated, but I bring a lifetime of experience in working on community boards.
I think the bigger the turnout, the better all of us are going to do. And we're working on turnout. And I think we'll be judged by the content of what we're talking about, not about pie in the sky or, creating policy as you go along. This race is serious, and people are going to take it seriously.
You have been watching Arizona Horizon's debate for Congressional District 3, brought to you by Arizona PBS and the Arizona Republic.
Thanks to the candidates for their participation, and thank you for watching.